Hello, this is FG back with you for Anbennar, picking up roughly where we left off. I made a few small decisions, mostly just to full core or state this province, state, whatever you want to call it, so I could accept the gnolls. Yeah, do approved war taxes, so I can make so much money. Right. I put down holy orders over in Nausaland so they can have a little bit extra, what's it called? A little bit extra manpower. Also, this needs, nope, wrong one. Needs enforce religious unity. Alright. Let's get, what? Let's get 10 and then 10. How much is this going to cost? 13 ducats a month. Yes, yes. There's the Lion Command, civilizing themselves. Alright. So, when we declare war on Avdal Tungir, we would have to fight that. Alright, do I have permaclaims? I do have permaclaims. Right of council. Rid of that. Okay, we've done that, done that. Now I just need that province. I will actually... actions, build spy network on them, spy network on them. This needs a fort. Arc Ordstum. I'll improve relations with them. There's that gold mine. And they need to attach to this army. Soraka commander. Righty. Still waiting for this to spread. Should be done very soon. I'm gonna wait till all of those provinces are done. Right. And we can build... Can't build state houses yet, which really sucks. We'll build more trade buildings, though. Okay, Bulwar. Where is Bulwar? 2 years away. How much would it cost? Okay, we can't take it yet. Alrighty. This truce is up in a year. Trade-wise, we are collecting from here, collecting from there. Yeah, we can continue converting. I can take this off. We'll add a couple infantry. Excellent here. More manpower is always wonderful. We need to build or upgrade more centers of trade in the Harpy Hills. A blind eye. Alright. And we want to put that down there. We can upgrade this. I do want to get the core creation cost reduction. Alright. Truce with Jadari is up. So it is time for a bit of a holy war. I want preferably a discipline advisor. It's a very funny looking harpy. Let's go with Ignaz. Sigild here is also at war with us, so we're gonna go march them in there. Tech-wise, we do have a 2-tech advantage, which does actually include a military tactics advantage. I don't need that. Yeah. We are friends with our harpies. Okay, so for this war, what I want is all of these provinces, as well as pretty much all of this stuff too. Day of the Sheep. Tolerance of True Faith. I like Tolerance of True Faith. That's basically just unrest reduction. Who has this siege down? Particularist. That's fun. Alright, so Gildir. They do not want out. They will eventually. Alright, how much would it be? 3,000 ducats. Yep. Take out loans. Alright, looks good. Edict, superior unit types. Yeah, large cast iron cannons. Army of the Heavens. May the light bless a radiant army. The Zamukars for the mages and nobility. Alright. harpy support. Versus the Magi, which give % siege ability. Alright, how many of these guys can I even get? Focus on magic carpets. I'd take their land rights away. Alright. So that's gonna be 15. Their army should be pretty much gone. And then we want to grab these. Alright, so we want to grab, I think that's about 10. Oh, it's not. And these 5 can come right here. And they are still attached to this army. This is my Giga army. The Soraka. Alright, now, Catarata. Come on, get in on this thing. Yep, let's rebuild that. There's Mountain Hugger. I feel like, yeah, they won that siege. Even with a -2. Huge casualties for them. Actually, I'm gonna have to fight the Deniraj. Oh, maybe not actually, but I really want to, because they're obnoxious. What if I pillage their capital? That could be fun. Alright, let's pay off some loans, and then full production buildings, because why not? Hey, I got a spy on them. I can do that. You're still #1 great power. Is that our Soraka commander? Yes, it was. Yeah, claims, bordering claims. Alright, Segildir. Also give me war reps. Alright. Yep, we want core creation cost because that 25% is very nice. And with that money, I'm gonna pay that off. Yeah. We do need to take these provinces. Right. Peasants getting uppity. Right. Ooh, more money, Elven Magi. Yeah, give me the money. Alright, and just like that, we are loan free. Fire away. Yeah, let's pay for that, and then 30 ducats. Let's build some more manufactories. Our lovely ally has pieced out, that's okay. How many men do Nasalin? Only 9,000? Did check, they do have a force limit of 12,000, I believe. Yeah, I need that. This is great. Alright. Destruction. Alright. These guys can detach this army. Stelos is dead. Alright. Like I said, the reason why it's taking so long for the second age to start is because I turned off North and South Island here just for performance reasons, because we're not going to be really interacting with any of that stuff. Okay, they can't take that yet, as much as I would love to. Alrighty. That should be enough for a score. It is. Alright. Should be the last provinces I need. Alright. We are actually able to core everything, which is wonderful. Yep, let's annex them. Take military tech, Dari stuff. Alright. I think our ruler is relatively young. Core vintage. Tax on local festivals. We can take that off. We'll hand them back enforced unity of faith. Where is he? Yeah, let him stay home. Right. That. Yeah, I think stop building a spy network there. Complete. Alright, we should be able to rebuild the Golden Highway. Now let's core up Medjugorje, Zansnop, Purperson, and then we can upgrade this, that. Right. Build some more of those. I'll take that, whatever. Halfling Minister. Yeah, we like the halflings. We do not, I don't think, need that many. Hello. Yeah, it's actually fine. Never mind. We'll get rid of 2 of these cavalry and get 2 more of my good cavalry. Fleet. Excellent. Conversions are going well. And every time we convert, that's basically just reducing the unrest. Do I need to have any of my people happy? No. Empire's Edge, Askasur, highest level of fort possible. Sarani Grain Manufactories. Yeah, I can do that. It's grain. 6 manpower. It's gonna be this province as well. In this province... Yeah. Alright. Let's head north and declare war on Abdoltungir. Yeah, whatever. Agilsum. Yeah, goblins are fine. How many men do Abdoltungir have? Few. Actually, this one needs the Soraka commander. This one can take that. We do have level 2 forts everywhere, which is good. Oh, come on. Yeah, that's fine as well. Whatever. And that should mean that... Oh. Good. Siege of Holy Yorkat is over. Alright, so what we want is this province, those 2. Like that would be very nice. We need this province for our mission, we need that province to reform the cult. On highway construction, it's complete. Oh yeah, what else do I need? Farm estate. Farm estate here. I can come down south. We need tech. This also means we can build few good buildings, which is wonderful. Thank you, Azkasur. Going to not forget to turn off more taxes. Alright, these guys can get... Hang on a second, we need this guy on this army. And this one can get that. Integration, hurrah! These guys get dismissed. Opt all of them, does not want out. Is a mistake for them. Famed harpy singer, of course. There's Catarata out of the war. That's okay. They've done their job. Alright, what if we don't take all of that and we simply take this? Might be able to get that by occupying their capital. Rathanor does not want out. Opt out Lovlum. We'll take it out. Take a little bit of money from them. Should affect this stuff. We obviously want to bombard this. I really hate fighting in Bihar. Like, this area, it's terrible. Cruelty of mercenaries. Alright, soon we will be able to take this decision. So, Udayam. Alright, there goes Abel Tungir. Rebuilding the highway. So for Krathanor, like to get rid of their alliance with Daltungir or Varia. Alright. Rathanor. I do not want to get out of this. Yeah, this is my big army. God falters. Alright, Krathanor. I'll take that. Meanwhile, this army can take this. Yeah, that's good. Alright, we now don't want to do that. We want to convert this. Also need some boats. Let's build 10 transports. Cottage industry. Alright, mission fulfilled. City of our desires. O Brissan, the eternal home, bazaar of Holan, port of emperors, many have desired to claim you for their own over the millennia, but you are now the gleaming pearl and the crown of Kumarkland. Every Kumarkandi child has grown up with the tale of how the mighty Karkwasu Empire had conquered Brissan and put an end to the God King on his coral throne, only to lose this prize due to Elkahet's treachery. Brissan is truly the city of our desire, as it was called in the old tales, and now that it is ours, we will slake our desire and enjoy the luxuries brought by ships from 100 nations to our shores. The people which live in the highlands of the Drollus lead meager but happy lives. The remoteness of the area, combined with the rugged terrain, has left the peninsula underdeveloped. So much that some of Bulwari's joke that visiting Drolos takes you 200 years back in time. Now, however, with the acquisition of the Drolos Peninsula for ourselves, the Akal has organized a meeting to discuss the fate of Drolos and Anasalub. The court historians has proposed the recreation of the Enail vassalage, which served as a vassal to Karkwasu during the Great Bahari Revolt. While the people of Enailsub and the Drolos Peninsula already being expert seafarers and heavily reliant on trade, a local administration might be successful in developing these lands and building up the Divinal fleet. In the long term, however costly it might be, directly administering the Drolos and Elanslub may prove fortuitous by directly controlling the trade and preventing the creation of a powerful vassal. Yeah, we'll just deal with it ourselves. Alright. We almost don't want to do that. Almost centralize the cult. Right. Laying siege that down themselves. Prospering times. Where's this? Inner Drolos. With better production. Alright. This army can deal with that. There goes the kobolds. Yep, yearly army tradition. Alright. Centralize the cult. The Old Sun Cult is made of hundreds of different sects that share the denial of Sun Elven divinity. Other than that, and their survival after continual persecution by the Exemplars, they have little in common. But now that we have control over the holiest places of our faith, maybe it's the time to hold a great council and unite the cult once and for all. Alright, so not two riches. Do that. Raining in the Qatar. Empire's Edge. Alright. Needs 6 military. It's 2. And then this needs a... what? Azkassar has the highest level fort possible. And a regimental camp. Alright. It's complete. Guys can head that way. Send some cavalry up to deal with that. Like it that way. Quarantine it. Bolt hole. Alright. Let's rebuild the canals. Gelcard goat shearing. Sure, I'll pay for that. Empire's Edge. We have reached the outer limits of Bulwari civilization. Beyond here lies only the scorching wasteland filled with malevolent gnolls, shrieking harpies, and ferocious tribesmen unworthy of our attention. It is now our duty to protect the inhabitants of our newly gained lands and to return their war-torn lands into the fecund garden it was supposed to be. And just like our ancestors did, we will, of course, have to make sure that the dwarves of the mountains know their place and do not attempt to meddle in our affairs, like they were accustomed to with the pliable weaklings on the throne of Azkassar, who allowed an undue influence from beneath the mountain. Alright. Now I just need a natural scientist or a master of mint. Said not two riches. The forbidden site, the foreboding site of the austere mountains of the sun arising from the barren shore along the far eastern end of the Divinal has deceived many visitors into believing that nothing of value could be found in its steep canyons and jagged heights. But both those human Sadnatu who inhabit it, their unforgiving homeland at the border, To the sunburnt Salahads since time immemorial, and the Nolish invaders that have plagued these lands can attest, the wealth of Sad Sur lies not in its fertile fields and rich pastures above ground, but in the immense mineral wealth below its ochre surface. As we are now in control of these mountains, let us make sure that the riches are no longer untapped, but instead flow into our coffers. Alright. What started as an innocuous decree by the Akal to confirm rumors of gold in the Sur Mountains turned the mountains red and rivers crimson. Census officials who tried to ascertain land ownership between Sadnatu and Knowles inadvertently sparked a local war as undefined borders which had maintained the status quo revealed vast swaths of clashing claims. Fueled by their endless gold reserves, the Sadnatu and Knowles fought a bitter war necessitating intervention by the Rangers, who soon were caught in the crossfire. Thousands of Rangers died clearing out the old mine shafts of Knowlish packs, all the while enduring ambushes from the Sadnatu. Despite desperate calls from all sides for a diplomatic solution, the Akal's decree stood. The Sur Mountains would continue to bleed until Kumarkland got its gold. Now census officials have returned with excellent news, with so many landowners having perished in what officials refer to as the Sur protest. The land has been returned to its original Karkwasu owners and our rightful heirs, and as rightful heirs now belong to the state. Alright. Complete Council of Kumarkland. This is generic, kind of, so you can read it if you desire. We're gonna do this before we rein in Sadnatu. I need 16 votes. All right. What does this one give? Eduvison. Yep. Going highway construction, good. First debate, Keepers of the Light. The sex kept the faith alive. Can read this if you so desire and pause it. Alright, go with that. We want that. Alright. All refugees, we will take the trolls in. Leaders and followers. Temples and masses have failed the light before. Head of the cult. Um... Hmm. State-nominated High Khosrow. Or elected High Khosrow. Let's go with... elected High Khosrow. Council comes to a close. Cult is united, let the celebration begin. Alright, Surakel's chosen empire. Even the most willfully obtuse observer will by now have to admit the rise of Kumarkland from subservient province to powerful empire is not due to mere happenstance. We are truly blessed by Surakel, and the common people are keenly aware that our glorious call is guided by Surakel's will, and to disobey him is to refuse Surakel's light and turn to darkness. We are Surakel's chosen empire, and it is our sacred duty to guard his light against any and all incursions of the malevolent dark. O Surakel, our lord, your first empire, your servants Karkwasu have returned. We prostrate ourselves in service to you for the first time in far too long. Though centuries passed, in which, though still blessed by your light, we remained shrouded in delusions. You did not forsake your people. You did not permit us to forget what you had bestowed on us so long ago. It is thanks to your blessing, Lord, not for any merit of our own, that we have now remembered our past and elevate correct rights you bestowed upon us. O exalted Surakel, may we never falter in our duty to you. May we never falter. Alright. Go ahead and move these guys. Alright. Let's go ahead and hire... Where are they? The Kumarkland Rangers. Alright. Reign in the Idukatar. While nobody can doubt the pivotal role our valiant Idukatar have played in the expansion of our empire's borders, this has led to a pervasive hubris among their ranks. Some whisper that they see themselves not as loyal servants of our call, as willed by Surakel, but as the true power behind Kumarkand's rise. There are murmurings in the corridors of the palace that our call is displeased with their demonstration of independence both on and off the battlefield. It seems a reckoning is in order to remind the Idukatar of their proper place in the ordained order. Alright. The year that Idukatar yielded more civil servants than horsemen was the year the Akal knew the voices' words were prophetic. They had come to rest on their laurels, focusing more on their own estates and martial prowess, which had brought them to power. Generations of Idukatar households had gone without ever fighting on the battlefield, yet they spoke of previous conquests and triumphs as their own achievements. It is no surprise, then, that when the Akal began reforms to prevent the warrior class from further becoming a decrepit bureaucratic clique, that the Idukatar became rebellious. The true loyalties have come to light as thousands of Idukatar, who once shunned military service, have openly taken arms to depose the Akal and reintroduce their privileges. Alright. Attach them to... Alright, let's take this. Go ahead and take this as well. Demands, alright. We do not. Alright. This is good news. Carrier unit types. Them. Alright. There's our commandant. That really sucks. Yeah, that way. Virtuous Colts. Sure. Old Sun Colt centralization. Right, that. And the revolt has been put down. Alright. Where are the Rangers? There they are. Alrighty. Now we can take the Ranger armies. The mercenary Sahiru have been an integral part of our military ever since our fight for independence. While they might in principle be hirelings, they have served Kumarkland exclusively for several decades now and have learned to operate in lockstep with our regular troops. This is an advantage we would be foolish to give up. It is long overdue to formalize this relationship and bind them even closer to our state. We shall create entire armies manned with our rangers and bound to service the glory of Kumarkland with ironclad contracts. Alright, and for this, Saran River Group. Saran. Trail of Destruction. Yeah, trolls are fine. Whatever. Crowning an Empire. The astonishing rise of Kumarkland from backwater vassal state to undisputed hegemon of all of Bulwar has convinced many that this was all the will of Circle at work, his hands guiding the Akal in his quest to return order to Circle's garden. But with the conquest resulting from the military and diplomatic successes of our recent past, new challenges have arisen. Kumarkland is no longer one petty Akalate of many, but an empire in all but name, and at its heart, every empire is the manifestation of an idea that is strong enough to bind its many disparate parts and their diverse denizens together. Not only the Karkwasu enthusiasts of the Kwanatsu Revivalist Society have enthusiastically embraced the idea that donning the mantle of ancient Karkwasu is precisely what is needed to legitimize a rule. The decision on how to proceed into the future now lies with our esteemed Akal. We have renamed ourselves into Karkwasu. After months of increasingly feverish activity in the Grand Palace of Apasumar, Akal has finally announced a grand audience. Clad in his finest regalia and wearing the ancient helmet recovered from the ruins of Panu Karkwasu that has become his signature, he stands before the gathered dignitaries of the realm. Loyal subjects of Kumarkland, our people have always been destined for greatness. In our veins flow the blood of valiant conquerors and sage rulers. We have shaken off the shackles of servitude and risen to claim our rightful place as the overlords of all of Bulwar, charged with sacred duty of protecting Circle's garden against all forces of darkness. Now it is time to remind ourselves and all others that it is our ordinary destiny to rule. Just like our venerable ancestors shattered the might of the false god kings, we have freed all Bulwar from bondage to vainglorious elven lords. Kumarkland is a proud and honorable name, but our realm has outgrown it just as I have outgrown the title of mere Akal. Therefore, I shall take on the title of Akalnate Alisir the First, and declare that from this day on we shall take on the title of Karkwasu and forevermore. Karkwasu reborn. Stunned silence slowly giving way to rapturous applause following his proclamation. The acclaim reached a fever pitch as the High Khasra of Kumarkland headed a new Akalnate, a magnificent diadem that fit seamlessly on his helmet. As the gathered dignitaries prostrated themselves before their emperor, news of ceremony found its way to the streets of Kumarkland, where a spontaneous celebration erupted. Karkwasu reborn. The festivities following the coronation had scarcely started before Akal and all those wearing the magical helmets became delirious, with a mind-shattering headache taken hold as they stumbled around. Then came the voices, promising loyalty, pleading for mercy, an orchestra of horrid screams, followed by visions. A king sat atop a mountain of gold, grand armies clashed on endless desert, a bloodied king impaled by a dozen arrows. The Akal unexpectedly arrived back at the coronation stage, with their eyes now a brilliant prismatic silver, shimmering with every color, as all those affected continued to suffer until the Akal spoke and it arrived to clarity. I am Kar Alisir of Karkwasu, Emperor of all Kwasnisu, Conqueror of Bulwar, Immortal among immortals, and henceforth evermore of Karkwasu. Decades of madness were washed away by serenity as a voice which had only spoken to the Akal revealed itself. Few knew of Kar Alisir Karkwasu, and those who did only knew of his madness and defeat at the hands of Elkahet the Wanderer. Yet his authoritative voice was soothing, enchanting almost. The crowd found their worries easing. Although you might not know my name, you have known my guidance and protection. Those magical helmets are the medium from which my magic flows into you, but in exchange allows me to possess your body. The words raised some anxiety, but these feelings quickly slipped away. It is nothing short of a miracle, as Kar Alisir's words alone calmed the mind and soul. All future Akal shall rule on my behalf and act as my medium should I need to walk upon the mortal plane. In return, all Akals can tap into my endless well of magic and have the privilege of holding the title of Akal Alisir. But make no mistake, the Akal is Akal, and I, Kar Alisir, am the Emperor. On the occasion I grace Halan with my presence, you shall refer to me by my humble title, Kar Alisir, Emperor of all Kwasnisu, Conqueror of Bulwar, Immortal among immortals, and Emperor evermore of Karkwasu. With my royal lineage finally restored, Karkwaslu is truly reborn. May this day go down in history as not only the greatest day in Bulwar's history, but the greatest in all Holland's. Alright. The Emperor's First Act. It had been 3 millennia since Kar Alisur had walked the earth, 3 painful millennias waiting in limbo, while the world changed without him, but now everything was exactly as it needed to be. Karklasu was reborn, the whole world was his to mold, yet he knew he could not act with haste. Kar Alisur was immortal, but without proper vision, Karklasu would crumble yet again, so he pondered, searching through the royal library for the birth and death of empires, coming to 3 paths for the empire. Kar Alisur had not been there to witness it, but Karkwalsu had collapsed after an event called the Onslaught brought about by the Deep Devils. Had such an event not occurred, maybe Karkwalsu would not have collapsed millennia ago. Perhaps without foreign intervention, the institutions and traditions would hardly enough to stand the test of time. Any radical departure from the status quo would ironically spell their doom. Another option enticed Kar Alisur was the idea of a unified human state in Bulwar, Surakez. Although he cared little for the mythos of a human nation-state, those who dreamed of Surakez also venerated the ancient Bulwari paradise gardens and architecture. If co-opted, the myth of Surakez would be the perfect justification for the exorbitant and extravagant buildings he already had planned, without dealing with the headache of citizens complaining about ruinous taxes and tributes. The last and most radical option was to recreate the zealous armies of Jadari legions and conquer all of Tolan in Surakel's name. Alright. We are Karklasu Reborn. Alright. So you get the Emperor Evermore, which is an interesting government reform. We should be... I guess we're not a mage. Right. Alrighty, I think that is where I'm going to end this episode. I want to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and have a good day.